Earlier over this last summer, my wife Michelle went through some pretty serious health issues, much of which were building up over the last 22 years, and culminated in her having to have surgery. I won't go into it more than that, but if you're curious about what she went through, she vlogged about most of it on her channel, and I'll leave a link for you in the description. After her initial recovery stage, which was more rough roads before anything got better, she felt a lot of her old energy returning, energy that had not been there for years. She wanted to get more active, healthier, and enjoy more of the outdoors. We decided so that she could join me on my bike rides and spend some time together doing some things that I love doing, that an e-bike would be perfect for her to get some sun, some fresh air, some exercise, and most of all, some fun. So we landed on a Go Power Go Velo e-bike for her that we purchased through the Armed Forces Exchange Service. For those unfamiliar, the Armed Forces Exchange Service is a retail outlet for military members, retirees like myself, and their immediate families. One of the perks being that goods purchased are tax-free, so we got a good deal on this bike. And to say that it was a smart purchase for Michelle would be a gross understatement. We're now averaging a bike ride together at least every other evening, and on my days off from my full-time job, at least one of those days is spent going to one of our favorite greenway trails together. We've ridden around Hot Springs multiple times now, with a tour of the Two Rivers Trail in Little Rock under our belt already, with plenty more still to come. Normally, I would be out with her on my giant Talon 4 hardtail mountain bike, which is completely perfect for that kind of riding and lighter trail riding. That's not to say that I haven't pushed the boundaries on what this bike is capable of. We realized early on, though, that I was at a serious disadvantage when trying to keep up with her, especially on longer uphill inclines. She would zoom up those inclines like they were nothing, while I would be way in the back thinking slow and steady wins the race. I was burning way more energy than she was, just to maintain a slow pace, and honestly, it was coming close to taking the fun factor out of those longer rides for me. It became apparent that if we wanted to do longer tours together, like the whole of Two Rivers Trail in Little Rock, we were going to need to even the playing field a little bit. And thus, the search began. And we landed on this little gem. Behold the ZDZA 27.5-inch electric hybrid bike. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce the name ZDZA, so I've just taken to calling it Zed.
Who's Zed?
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Okay, maybe I need to come up with another name. I'm thinking maybe Zelda. Yeah, I like that. It has a nice ring to it. And maybe, if I'm lucky, this bike will have a legendary performance. Zelda was purchased on sale through Walmart.com for around $440, with its normal retail price being $869. At first, I was a little leery adopting Zelda into my fleet of bikes, having already had one frustrating encounter and a bout of buyer's remorse with another certain bike bought from Walmart. But once this bike was assembled, which occurred easily and smoothly, I learned that Zelda and I were going to become fast friends. Before I tell you about my new friend Zelda, I realized that in my recent coming back to YouTube video titled The Definition of Insanity, I said that I wouldn't be doing any product reviews, quote unquote. So don't think of this as a review. Think of it as simply me sharing with you what the bike is, what it isn't, and what its strengths and weaknesses are, and just my overall opinions of it. Totally not a review, right? Right. I should also be upfront and tell you that I've already made some very minor customization tweaks to this bike. The saddle was taken from my Mongoose Ledge 1, as that is a very comfortable saddle, and I'm frankly not a fan of these types of butt cheek saddles that this e-bike came with. I also straight away replaced the heavy metal stock pedals with a set of Rock Bros pedals that were originally on my Talon 4. That bike recently received an upgrade of its own brand new set of Fuggers. So this new e-bike just inherited those pedals. It's a much better option. With all of that out of the way, let me introduce you to Zelda. Zelda is a ZDZA 27.5-inch electric bike, model PB17 to be exact. 27.5 being the wheel size, which are specifically 27.5 by 1.95, which is fine for commuting, greenway riding, and other types of paved road riding. For any sort of trail riding, though, I think I would want something with a little more meat on them, but we're going to get around to that in a minute. Much of the components on this bike seem to be mystery components. The brakes are an unknown name mechanical disc brake, which, as far as mechanical disc brakes go, I've seen way better, but I've also seen way worse. This is something I'll definitely be looking into upgrading as soon as I can. The fork is also a mystery product, bearing no name or identity, but surprisingly feels pretty good on gravel and other off-road terrain. The rebound feels decent, and I've never gotten the pogo stick feeling that I've seen on other lower-end forks. It also comes with a lockout, which can be nice for the type of riding that I'm tending this bike for. The derailleur is a Shimano tourney, with the shifter being Shimano 7, which functions just fine for a bike in this bracket. But let's talk about the power. ZDZA is a Class 2 1000 watt peak motor with a quote-unquote official max speed of 25 miles per hour, or just a little over 40 kilometers per hour. I may or may not have gotten it a little faster than that, but the 5th constitutional amendment is one that I'll gladly take advantage of. There are three levels of pedal assist, along with a throttle found on most other Class 2 bikes. The battery is a 48-volt, 10.4 amp hour battery and lasts pretty long on a single charge, depending of course on how hard you ride, all of which is covered by a full-color onboard display that's easy on the eyes and easy to understand at a glance what's going on. Speaking of riding, that brings us to the part in this video I really want to talk about. We can sit here and talk about technical specs all day, but there's still the question, is it fun? In my opinion, that's an unequivocal yes. As long as the bike is used for what it's intended for, it's actually a well-built, well-put-together machine, perfect for those greenways I mentioned that my wife and I like to ride together. But what about trails? The marketing may label it a mountain bike, but how does ZDZA truly perform when the asphalt ends and the dirt begins? My assessment suggests that for light trail riding, this bike holds its own admirably. In fact, it would be perfectly suited for the types of trails I've explored and featured in recent videos. Did you catch my Homestead Loop and Eagle Vista Loop on the Lake Ouachita Vista Trail? If not, I invite you to go ahead and give that video a watch. As for those trails, they're amazing, with stunning views and perfect for beginners and riders just looking for a chill, fun ride. These trails fall well within ZDZA's capabilities. But don't take my word for it. Let's go actually have a ride.
I definitely wouldn't take this bike on anything rougher than this, but other than that, I don't feel any weird rattling. I don't hear anything rattling. The bike feels good and stable. For nice, easy green trails like this, as long as you're not doing anything too crazy, I don't see why it wouldn't be a fun ride. Now, as I've said before, I'm not crazy about these all-terrain tires. If I were to take this bike out on a trail like this more often, the tires would definitely have to get changed. And I've got a pretty good idea what brand of tires I would want to put on it. But other than that, the get up and go, I'm in pedal assist 2 right now in gear 4. The get up and go with this bike is amazing. It's like I feel like I'm going to be done with this trail in no time. And the bike, all things considered, feels relatively smooth. There is some pogo sticky feeling on trails like this in the fork. But other than that, the bike is feeling really solid. And of course, the real question is, am I having fun? I'm having a blast. I'm having an absolute blast doing this. Now, would I take this bike out on this trail more often? Probably not. This is just a test run, because it doesn't change the fact that the bike is still a little too small for me, and I can definitely feel it. But for more casual riding, like greenways and around neighborhoods and the things that Michelle and I like to do, it'll be fine. But for more off-road terrain like this, yeah, I could change the tires, probably make it a little bit better of a ride, do some other things that I could think of, but it doesn't change the fact that this is a medium frame, and I am definitely feeling it.
As I stated on that ride, there are a couple of factors deterring me from making Zelda my regular companion on those types of excursions. Firstly, the tires. They lack the necessary meat for more demanding off-road conditions. For true trail riding, I would personally prefer tires with a more aggressive tread pattern. I'm actually considering a Schwinn set, 27.5 by 2.3, that I recently placed on my Mongoose. Secondly, the frame size presents a significant challenge. At 17 inches, Zelda is classified as a medium frame bike. As someone who stands at 6'3" and typically rides an extra large frame, this bike feels a bit on the small side for my stature. While this size discrepancy isn't a major issue for the casual, less strenuous riding that it's going to be used for, it could become a noticeable hindrance during more intense or prolonged trail rides. So, to bring this all back to where we started, is Zelda a true mountain bike? Well, sort of. Maybe. Not really. Can you conquer the techiest single track on it? Probably not, and I wouldn't recommend anyone trying. But is this $440 electric hybrid a fantastic solution for what somebody like myself needed it for? Absolutely. Zelda's real strength isn't in its components, such as they are. It's the freedom that it gives me. It allows me to match my wife's new enthusiasm and newfound energy mile for mile without sucking wind on every hill. It's not about the technical specifications on paper, it's about the experience it unlocks. For the price, this bike is an absolute game changer for casual touring and just getting out there with the person you love. It's given us quality time, more smiles, and a lot of shared fresh air. And frankly, you can't put a price tag on that. Will I keep trying to push the boundaries on this bike? You bet. I've already got those tire upgrades planned, and I'm going to see what else Zelda can do on a budget. If you stick around, you might get to see how that works out. If you're a regular rider, a retiree, or someone just looking for an affordable way to get out on the greenways, I highly recommend checking out the ZDZA, or as I call her, Zelda. I'll leave a link to the Walmart page and Michelle's vlog down in the description. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a like and let me know that you were here. And also let me know in the comments, what's your favorite greenway? Paved trail? Trail? Any kind of a bike? What is your favorite? Thanks for joining me today, and thanks for riding along with me and helping me make today's ride go beyond the last ride. Take care.